Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So a month ago we shared that trans retirement accounts had crossed the golden threshold of $1 million. So since then we have received a lot of questions, and in this video we wanted to address those questions. Are you ready for round two?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. What do you invest in? Individual stocks or index funds?
You know, the 401k forced me to invest in diversified index funds. But then with my after-tax savings, I decided to pick a handful of stocks and hold them to see how they would do. And some of them panned out, some of them didn't.
So is there a stock that you had that you wish you hadn't sold?
Yeah, two of them come to mind. One would be Google.
You sold Google?
Yeah, at the time, we got a pretty good return on it, but I was debating, was there a lot of growth in Google still, or was there more growth in Apple? And I chose to hold on to Apple and get rid of Google, which, wasn't a terrible decision because we still held on to Apple, which has outperformed Google since then. But Google has nonetheless substantially outperformed the rest of the market.
Right. It would have been nice if you kept Google.
And then I also held on to another technology ETF that I bought back in 2009, and I wish I would have just held on to it, not sold it, because it's up like, I don't know, 20 times since 2009.
Okay. All right. So the most common question that we got was people wanted to know what was your salary at age 22 and how much of that salary went into your retirement accounts.
All right. Well, when I was 22, I started making $60,000 a year. And what I chose to do was I saved 25% of that in my 401k. 25% of it was $15,000, and so I did that and maxed out my 401k, and I lived off of the remaining $45,000. And for the next 2 years, my salary went up by $10,000 each year. I continued living off of a budget of $45,000, and so that incremental $10,000 in the subsequent years just went into after-tax savings and investing.
That's pretty impressive, because where did you live when you were working after college?
Yeah, that was in Chicago.
Yeah. So a pretty expensive city.
Right.
What was your job?
After college, I started out as an investment banking analyst.
Okay. So investment banking, like that means that you did not just make 60 grand a year.
No.
What was the total compensation?
No, my total compensation the first year was, let's see, so there was a $10,000 signing bonus that we received, and then a $60,000 salary, and the bonus that year was $80,000. So the total compensation was $150,000.
Okay. So what did you do with that extra money? Because you said you only budgeted, $45,000 to live?
Yeah.
So what did you do with the rest of the money?
So I saved that bonus and invested it in after-tax investments.
So by saving all of your bonuses in those 3 years, you were able to take some time off to travel around the world.
Yeah.
When you quit that job.
Yeah. So, I guess I had a FIRE mentality before I really learned about the FIRE movement, really having the financial independence to do what you wanted to do as early as possible, right? And I literally could do nothing for the next 15 years and be okay. And when I did that math, that really gave me a level of comfort, which allowed me to take off 12 to 18 months from my professional career to do a trip while you were in medical school.
Yeah, it's still a sore subject in our relationship, because we had spoken, because we had...
Can we not do this here?
Yes, we are doing this here because we had talked about traveling together. And then I was in med school, and then he just told me, okay, I hate my job. I'm going to quit, and then I'm going to travel the world without you. So
yeah, that job was really stressful. I mean, we were working a lot.
Yeah. So how did you budget the $45,000 to survive in Chicago as a 22-year-old kid?
Biggest expense was rent. And the first year I was in a 1-bedroom apartment by myself, which ended up being a terrible decision because I was never there and I was paying $1,400 a month for it. And so if, think about it, I had about $3,000 after tax from that $45,000, right? So $1,400 of that went to rent. So there's $1,600 left. I always pay for every expense with a credit card, and my credit card bill ended up being, on average, it was about $1,000 a month. That left me with a cushion of $600 even, where, I would take some cash out from the ATM on the weekends and use that to, go to the bars and buy, beers, where I would target bars that had dollar beer nights. So I was only spending, $1 or $2 on a beer, not $7, $8, or $9. So it really went a long ways because I didn't have anything else to spend it on except for rent, travel, entertainment, and dining.
We met each other when we were 22.
Mm-hmm.
So how did your budget change when our relationship became more serious? Did it change?
Not really, because second year that I was working, I moved into an apartment with a friend of mine, and that brought rent down by $400 a month. So in that budget from before, instead of $600 of extra kind of cushion, I had about $1,000 of extra cushion. And so,
well, I mean, it also helps that we were in a long distance relationship. So, and we were so busy the first couple of years that we probably saw each other like once a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think like the travel expenses were that much anyway, right?
Yeah.
But how did you budget for, when we talked about, or when we prepared to move to the next step, which was marriage? And, because I always wanted a nice wedding ring. So
for the record,
so how did that affect your budget?
For the record, if I could have gotten away with buying a cubic zirconia, I would have done it, because I think diamonds are a scam.
No.
And a tremendous waste of money and resources, and one of the dumbest decisions anybody could ever make.
Look how serious his face is.
Diamonds are so stupid. But
no, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Like, it is, like, I love my ring so much. And I think
most women don't even know the difference between a cubic zirconia or a diamond.
He tried to send me a cheaper ring, and I said no, because I did my own research. And the reason why I wanted a nice ring was because how long did we date before you popped the question? We dated for like 8 years, like almost a decade.
The longer you date doesn't mean you need to be stupid.
No, the longer we date means I need something, in exchange for my youth. Okay?
No. Anyway, so back to your question. I didn't really change anything, to be honest with you. I mean, you save and you put money away. That money can be used for anything. It's like, I didn't exactly have a rainy day fund then. I don't have one today. I
guess the key is to consistently put money in the market so that you're always prepared for whatever stage that you're in.
Yeah. I mean, consistently save, because you never know what the future is going to ask of you. If you spend your money in the moment for something that you don't truly need, what you're doing is you are giving up the option to spend it later on something that you may need.
Well, this is a conversation that we regularly have is, should we live in the moment or save for the future? But we can save that for the next video. Basically, overall, really, the key is to save as much as you can when you're young, so that it gives, compound interest time.
Yeah. And so to clarify, what I did was I saved and I invested my money in the stock market.
And that's how he is a millionaire at age 36. All right, until next time, take care and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.